when we are born, when we're created, right, we are giving dominion. We have a power within us already. We have skill sets that naturally, everybody has this natural thing that you're able to do. Now, let's take this natural thing that comes natural to you that's not natural to me. Let's monetize that. That solves a problem for me.
I'm on a mission to teach coaches and entrepreneurs how to make more, work less, hire their funnel, and let the funnel do the work. If you're ready, join me on Monetize with Marcus podcast.
Welcome back to another episode of Monetize with Marcus. I'm your host, Marcus Waroja. Y'all are in trouble. I get a chance today to interview someone that I heard a old school Renaissance philosopher refer to another man during the Renaissance era as a friend of his mind. That I've got to say, the person I get to interview today is a friend of my mind. I watch him sometimes on social media and be like, did this dude look at the notes on my phone? He say things that I'm thinking, and sometimes I'm mad I ain't say it first. But he's a friend of mine, a colleague of mine. I can't wait to see what we do together. So without further ado, I get to introduce my friend, my brother, Words Taylor. What's up, my dude?
How you feeling, bro?
Man, life is good.
Yeah, and I will tell you, I say the same thing about you. I get either mad that I didn't say it first, or I'm like, bro, did he steal my stuff, right? Like, that's I said that. You know what I'm saying? So, no, I love it. I love your content as well, man. So,
Man, I am definitely a fan. Here's how I would start it out.
Mm-hmm.
I would ask the question, long before we get into how all this came to be.
Yeah.
In your heart of hearts, I always talk to my clients about their client soulmate, the people that they feel like their business, their ideas, their pain was put here to serve. Who would you say that is for you?
For sure, entrepreneurs. Now, in marketing, we can start niching down, and I can say entrepreneurs that have courses or coaching programs. But my heart of heart is for that entrepreneur, that aspiring or that is current, that has a desire to create their own income, that has a desire to be self-sufficient. So like when I was growing up, my father never had a job. So entrepreneurship has always been ingrained into me. I have a love for it. This is something that he's always taught me. Like, whatever you do, you put yourself in the best position where you don't have to rely on somebody else to pay your bills or take care of your family.
Wow.
That was huge for me. So everything we did, he was bringing his own, like the Damon Dash. I'm bringing my own money to the table. I'm bringing my own ideas. I'm flipping the bill. So that's what I knew. And we were trying to force ourselves into a system. Like, that's why I went to college, because he was like, oh, well, people were telling him like, yo, you need to make sure your son get to college. What if that doesn't work out? But he had already instilled into me the system that worked for him. So, now my love for entrepreneurship is there. Like, I want everybody should experience it. Everybody, bro.
What do you say to that person who's asking, like, what's the first step? Like, you found your niche, which we'll get into. You found your space. You found whose pain, feelings affect you. So when we talk about your client soulmate as entrepreneur, specifically because of your upbringing. But to the person who does feel like someone tried to guide you in a different direction, hey, you need a fallback plan. Should an entrepreneur have a fallback plan, or what should that look like?
I think, your fallback plan is adjusting the plan that you have, being able to adjust the direction that you're going. That's the fallback, right? So I think when we are born, when we're created, right, we are giving dominion. We have a power within us already. We have skill sets that naturally, everybody has this natural thing that you're able to do. Now, let's take this natural thing that comes natural to you that's not natural to me. Let's monetize that. That solves a problem for me. Like my wife, bro, listen. My wife handles like the legal stuff. She knows how to talk to the lawyers, and she's the CPA, all of that stuff. She reads. Like, if we put her in a room full of books, bro, she would tear through that whole room. That would be heaven for her.
Yeah. You
know what I'm saying? That's a skill set. That's a gift, right? And so now it's like we can monetize her gift. We can now, somebody else like me, I'm like, I'm not reading the book. I'll listen to audio and I'll get my nugget and then I'm gone.
Yeah.
But however, she's going to get the full information, and she makes sound decisions based off of data, based off of black and white. we can monetize that. Each one of us have a skill. Like you have the ability to influence people with your voice, how you talk, how you put messages together, how you teach and give people clarity. We can monetize that.
Yeah.
So all of us have these skill sets within us that other people don't naturally have. Now you have to use your skill set and start solving the problems for other people. God has made it so I need you and you need me.
Yeah.
It's designed that way already. So like, why are we fighting that? So do I need a backup plan on my gift that is naturally me? No.
Yeah.
Like where I'm a back. It's in like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What am I going to do? I'm going to suppress. And this is what people will start doing. They're going to suppress the gift. The backup plan that you're doing is you now living an adaptive lifestyle.
Boy, you talking heavy.
You suppressing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you're like, okay, my backup plan is if my gift doesn't work like I need it to, then I'm just going to do this and not use my gift. I'm going to let somebody else tell me how to use it.
Do you feel that everybody can monetize their gift?
I think so here's the thing. Yes, in the sense of, I think everybody may not want to be an entrepreneur, but yes, they can monetize their gift. Your gift may be serving for another company or agency or things like that. It's all about like how you choose to monetize that gift. So I think, yes, everyone can. Does everyone desire to? No. And I'm not forcing you to. I'm just letting you know that you can.
Let's press rewind, right?
Okay.
Before words has this level of clarity, this level of awareness, this level of gift, ability, and we'll get into all the people you've worked with.
Right.
What did you have? Like, what did you have to believe? What did you have to overcome to get started?
So look, one of the things I've said, I did the live the other day, and I was like on live, I was like, y'all think entrepreneurship is about money? You think entrepreneurship about money? No, money is the result of entrepreneurship. The first thing you have to do is learn to get wins against yourself. Entrepreneurship is going to bring out everything that you've been hiding from. You now have to face it in this journey.
You're doing it again. In my notes for my challenge today.
You see that? Come on. Like
literally the question is that.
Because you know, like we're the same in this, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm literally on some like rejection. I ain't know that I dealt with rejection. Boy, in entrepreneurship, you got to sell your product. You got to get online. What you always thinking in your head, what if no one shows up? What if no one watches my content? What if no one buys? I have to overcome that. You have to overcome this feeling of wanting to quit. You just get to see how much stamina you have for yourself and your dreams and all of this stuff. You get to see your resentment level. Yeah. Because now you're resenting your mom. Now you're going to bring that into the entrepreneur journey. If a customer doesn't do what you want, now you're resenting customers. Now you can't provide good customer service because you have everything that you're hiding from. You're going to have to face that in this entrepreneur journey.
What did you have to conquer?
Bro, first of all, rejection.
Yeah.
So I say this, but my mother always says like, son, can you tell them how we're doing now? And so let me say that, you know, we're great now, but my mother wasn't a part of my life. At 7, she was using drugs and, you know, she wasn't a part of my life. So I dealt with a lot of resentment, anger, rejection. And I remember like when I was fully into this, going to my wife and I was like, babe, we're going to make $1 million off this. And then I'll do the launch and she's like, how do we do? I'm like, don't ask. Like, if I didn't tell you, you know what I'm saying? Why are you asking? Yeah. And so I would get angry at her. But the reason why I was really mad, not necessarily because I didn't make money, because I felt like that meant I was the problem. That once again, they weren't choosing me.
Wow.
So now I got to overcome this to try to launch again. I got to launch again going into it with rejection. And now I got to put out content and get on live. And I got to deal with the rejection again. Okay, man, there was only 3 people that got on my live. Nobody shared it. That rejection was the biggest thing that I had to overcome. Insecurities about myself. So like, you know, me not wanting to initially get on live or do videos, period, because I'm like, oh man, people are not going to receive from a big guy. Because I initially started doing motivation. People are not going to want to receive from me and all this stuff. I'm going to become a meme and all of these other things. Yeah. And so, like, bro, there was so much. And what I love is that the result, like we make money now and we have things now, but it's the result of me winning against myself. It's the result of me waking up and winning those battles first. And then you get to this money. And if you so happen to make money out the gate, those challenges still gonna be there, because now how do you keep the money? Yeah. How do you sustain it? How do you grow it? How do you build a company? So all of those things that you thought you were avoiding, and they may look at this podcast, I ain't gotta do none of that. Let's check. After you got the money, let's check your bank account now. Yeah. Let's see how them taxes are doing. You know what I'm saying? Let's check some stuff, and you're gonna see that you still gotta face that.
Man, what you're saying is so true. I always make the statement, you can't grow a business bigger than you grow yourself. Right? Like the thought that if you were building a duplex or a skyscraper, it's built on the foundation of who you are.
Absolutely.
Right? So all of us deal with that at some level. Yeah. Whether it is the client complaint, and because we didn't get into this for money, we care so much that it actually bothers us if people don't like something.
Yeah.
Right? If they're unhappy. So, like, taking us back to the beginning, take me back to your start. Like, when we were building that foundation, we started in motivational speaking. Then we moved towards this space. Like, take me back to that foundation.
Well, we started in spoken word poetry. Well,
take me to that.
Before we go there, let me ask you this. Because when I look at you, I can look at you online, and I'm like, okay, he's got the good beard.
But you know, sometimes God don't bless you; He spoil you. You know,
he's got the good beard. I can see the trips. I can see the cars. I can see good looking brother. All of those things. I may have a perception with you. Like, see, if I had all of those things, he didn't have to what did he have to overcome? Yeah. So the question you just gave me, let me put that back on you just for the sake of me understanding the answer as well. What did you have to overcome in the entrepreneur journey in order for you to get? Because somebody else may look at you and say, you got everything, bro. If I had your hand, I would make it.
Yeah. Number one, it's a phenomenal question. I got to take you back to two things. I've been entrepreneur since before I knew what entrepreneurship was. Okay. Right. So I grew up Panama City, Florida, small neighborhood. I sold gold. I grew up 80s baby. Okay. I grew up in the 90s. I sold gold caps, where you can come to Atlanta, buy a whole case of them, and they can put the single ones on.
Get out of it. For the teeth?
I sold durags back when Nelly and all of them was how I'm living. So I was one of the few that had the split ones. That's half one color, half the other color. So I would buy them in Atlanta. I would come Buford Highway. Yeah. Come up here with my mother twice a year, or for summer I would take all my money. And I didn't know it as entrepreneurship. I just knew I could take $100 allowance, buy something, and sell it.
That's
Both
good.
My parents are pastors. I looked and noticed when conferences would happen, they're going to feed the pastors, but the pastors' kids are sitting outside.
Yeah.
I had a candy store. So when the church mom was going to buy food to cook that night, I would ask for $50 or $100 from my mother to go and buy candy, Vienna sausage, those cups of noodles you can just add water and warm up.
Yep, come on.
Borrow the microwave from downstairs, and I realized every night I was selling out.
But you had a whole system, production.
Right. Okay. Every night of the conference, I'm selling out. And my mother taught me a valuable lesson about investing back in the business. If she gave me $100, I had to give her that back. Like, no doubt about it. Where's my money back? You can't have me give you $100. You make money and keep that. Right. So I'm 11, 12, 13. I didn't know what it was. I didn't know if it was entrepreneurship, but I knew whatever that is, I want that.
I want it.
I sold linen outfits to the tacky church folks when they dress like their wife. My wife got a purple dress, so I need a purple linen suit.
Oh man, I remember those days.
Right? With the purple shoes. Now, in terms of what I had to overcome, before I knew what it was, I was fine. When I realized what it was, that's it. The insecurities of I felt like I had a gift of communication. But the first time I spoke was in a church setting. My father put me on the spot. He said, son, you got a gift. He sat down in the middle of church, hundreds of people there, and said, we're not going to move forward until you get up here and speak. It's time for you to walk out your purpose. Now, imagine how awkward it is, 5 minutes, 8 minutes, 10 minutes, and he wouldn't get up. And the whole church went from clapping to aggravated on a Sunday morning, like, all right, come on. I get up and speak, and it's that feeling of embarrassment, excitement at the same time.
Yeah.
Of course, you did so well. I go in the bathroom, and outside of the bathroom, I hear a group of women. oh my God, that was awful. I hope he don't let him speak. Now this is, they might watch this, but these are women who raised me. Wow. So their voice actually mattered to me.
Yeah, absolutely.
I sat in that bathroom crying so long and was too embarrassed to open the door because I didn't want them to see that I could hear them.
Yeah, yeah.
So I just stayed in there until they left.
Yeah, yeah.
And from that moment on, everything else I did was from that broken place.
Dang, that's
right. So to overcome, my greatest fear with speaking is, will I have enough to say?
Yeah.
Then it is, will people receive me? Will people hear me? So I led with, even with money, I led with the thought of what people will think. And you can't be creative if I have their imaginary thoughts and mine at the same time.
Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely.
So overcoming that changed the game, and you continue to battle with it throughout the years.
Yeah.
You know, as you grow, no matter how big you get, no matter how many books you write, places you go, and you still battle with it at this level. You got to think, we're around some of the same friends.
Yeah, yeah.
The moment we thought 6 figures a month was good, we got our friends like, that's all you did, man. I did $2 million. You're like, bro, when did the finish line move to $2 million a month?
Right. Listen, I remember him 500.
Yeah.
I call him and I said, bro, I just did my first 6-figure month ever. And we're on the phone, and he's like, that's what's up. I just bought a plane. I hung up. I texted. This is true, sir. I texted him. I said, bro, don't ever do that again. Share my moment, and then we need to hang up, and then you call me back and say, I bought a plane. All right? Yeah. I said, now I'm going to need you to give me back some emojis for my 6-figure month. You know what I'm saying? Right. And then we could talk about your plane. Because at that moment, I'm like, okay, there's levels to this, you know, and you're excited about the level you just hit, and then you look around, and you know, part of this, the insecurity, bro, was not believing that, you know, I think every entrepreneur, for some reason, we've put the epitome of entrepreneurship as 6 figures in a year, 10K a month. And that's what I was, you know, when I was joining network marketing businesses, they were like, oh, you want to get to that 10K month. And then when you finally get there, it's like,
it don't feel like you thought it would feel.
Who made this the goal? Because 10K is not really 10K anyway. Let's be clear on that, okay? With the overhead and the, you know, paying out taxes, all that, it's not really
ads to get the customer,
all of that stuff. So I'm like, who made this the goal? However, there was still an insecurity that I can even hit that. Yeah. You know, because I've never seen money like that. I've never seen anybody take that much money and then go do something with it and produce. So when you haven't been in an environment that can see it, of course, when you go into entrepreneurship, there's a level of insecurity. And the insecurity could be from lack of experience. You may be secure in like how you look physically, and some entrepreneurs out there, like I feel like you look good, you're smart, but then the insecurity of I've never done this. Yeah. So there's a fear there. And then when you finally hit this goal, like when we hit our 10K months or whatever, and then you get there and you're like, man, who taught me to think this small? There's a 50K a month mountain over there. And then you're like, oh, there's 100K. And then you look and you're like, there's $1 million a month mountain? Wait a minute. You're making $1 million in a month? And then you look far, and you're like, no. You made $1 million in a day? In a day?
Twice.
You know what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? I'm like, right. Who taught me who made this goal right here? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I get that we have to reach certain levels first, but just show me the whole vision and then tell me, hit this first, go here, go here, go here. Yeah. Because I came into this with a level of like, I've never seen anything like this.
How did you get into it?
So it literally came from a place of I was working at this job. I quit school. So I was like, and both of these two people I went to college with, right? So I'm walking across stage, but I'm not really graduated. They had it in school. They had it where if you had 20 credits left, you can walk across the stage. 20 or less, you can walk across the stage, and then you just gotta, you know what I'm saying? You just gotta finish I didn't finish the other semester. Because a guy was like, listen to this. The guy, I was doing spoken word poetry, and I'm pitching my program, like, I'm about to make money doing poetry. And I did, but I started pitching programs, and I went into this company, and I pitched it, And they were like, yep, we're going to take your program. We'll pay you $1,000 a month to do it. I'm like, shoot. Okay, cool. I do the program. They come back and they're like, listen, here's what we're going to do. We want you to open up a branch of our company in Ames, Iowa, where you are. And what we'll do is we'll pay you $50,000, $54,000 a year, and we'll give you a percentage once the company's up and going. I said, yo, you bring on my wife and pay her the same thing, I'll do it. So we're making $108,000, and I'm thinking, balling.
Yeah. Yeah.
$108,000 a year, balling. I was enrolled in school for that semester, and I'm like, I'm out. I'm not finishing school. I'm making $100,000. That's the epitome. That's what everybody wants. And so you didn't need a degree to do the job. And then after a year, we bought a house. We're buying cars. We're getting crown molding on the walls, bro. I'm going in, okay? All the stuff I seen on TV. You know how they got the little squares on the wall? Yeah. And I'm like, I want all of that. All right. And this is expensive stuff. There's no furniture in the house, but I'm getting crown molded. You hear me? Okay? No furniture. No, we can't even sit in the living room. But so I did it, and we didn't even have time to get the house going because after a year, the state made a mandate. It was like, yo, you need a degree to do this job. And I'm thinking, oh man, they're going to fight for me. You know, later I find out that they were, but I'm like, they're going to fight for me. They're going to grandfather me. And I've been doing this already a year. And instantly, bro, after 3 months, they let me go. We go from $100,000 to now I'm on unemployment getting $250 a week.
Oh, geez.
So we have this house. We built a lifestyle around this. And for the first time, I was in a position where I did exactly what my father told me not to do. I put myself in a position where I had to rely on somebody else to provide for my family. And after, we had a daughter. We're 5 months old. My daughter was 5 months old, my wife. And I remember we came home and the water was off. And my wife looks at me like, what are we going to do? And I'm like, we got to give up the house. So we went to, during this process, we had to go to food pantries. We're going to check in the cash places. You probably don't know about these places. You've been getting money out here for a while. So, but places where I got to borrow money to pay the bills. And finally, a friend, my friend Sahai, was like, look, we just bought our house. Y'all could have our basement, while you get on your feet. So we ended up staying there for 4 months while we're trying to get there. I'm talking about embarrassed. Meaning, like, they would say, yo, come up, y'all can have dinner. Of course, my wife and wife would go up. I would stay downstairs. I would eat when everybody else went to bed. Like, I don't want you to see me, look at me, and it was just so much shame. And finally, I Googled, all right, how do I make money online fast? That was my Google. And I found this guy, James Wedmore, and he's teaching about funnels, and this is like 2013, 14. So this is when funnels is really just coming out there, right? And so he's like, and this is on YouTube. He's like, oh, you want to take them here? You want to take them to and back then they was calling them squeeze pages, right? Yeah. You take them to a squeeze page, you get the email, send them this, you send them these videos and all that, and then you pitch them a price. And I'm like, this doesn't work as I bought the stuff. I'm like, this wouldn't work as I'm pulling out my card and buying the stuff that he said. So I'm doing it now. And that's when I literally started, I came out with digital products at that point. And I was like, I'm about to try it. I'm trying it. So I sold ebooks. I was selling ebooks and PDF downloads, all the stuff that they tell you to start doing.
When you first start.
Yeah, when you first start. I'm selling all these things, not making any money. And then it wasn't until I got with somebody else, Mike and Robin, where they was like, your gift is your voice. And they were like, no disrespect, you don't write the same way. Like when I read this, but when I talk to you, I don't get that same feeling. I don't get the same experience. He was like, don't do anything else. You don't sell ebooks, PDFs, none of that stuff. Everything you do, you use your voice. And I was like, bet. So I created this 90-day power move. It was $97. And for the first time, I sold 30. I made $3,000. And I was like, we made it. We made it, And so from there, I was starting to understand my flow of how to get people to engage, how to I only did live video. I went live on Facebook where I was going live 5 times a week. Every single day I went live. Every single day I put out pre-recorded video. I was like, he told me to use my voice. I'm using my voice. And then it just so happened that I met another young lady, Kimmer Luna, and she was teaching people how to put that voice into webinars. And I was like, she put in a group that we were in. She was like, hey, y'all, I just made $60,000 in a day. Wait a minute. I quit school for $54,000 a year.
Yeah.
You made $60,000 in a day? What are you doing? And she invited, like, I'm doing a live training. And as she's doing the live training, I'm like, what is this? I asked her, what is this that we're in? And she's like, this is called a webinar. And I said, I need to be doing webinars. Her program was $2,400. And then my wife will tell you this. We had just started getting on our feet. I don't have the $2,400. I remember being at the house and I'm on the couch and I tell my wife, I said, babe, I need to do this program. I need the liquid. And I said, she was like, how you going to get it? I believe in you. Do it. I said, I'm about to sell our furniture. She's, LOL, okay. Bruh, couch, love seat, coffee table, kitchen chairs, gone. Sold all of that. Everything that we had started rebuilding again, I was like, these are things, this is assets that I need for my business in order for it to grow. We could sit on the floor. I don't necessarily need comfort right now.
Yeah.
I need to be comfortable knowing that I'm setting us up for a different lifestyle. I cut our cable off. I stopped this iPhone plan and all that. Like, bro, I got the liquid. I paid for the course. And that literally shifted my entire business. From then on, I'm now like, and I hope nobody hears this as disrespect, but I'm now head of the other entrepreneurs because they're not automating process. They're not building email lists. We're still talking to people now. Like, do you have an email list?
Yeah.
And people are still like, wait, email list, text list. Why would I need that? So being so far ahead, I'm like, now I need to learn how to sell. I joined ET's program. ET has a program called Extreme Execution. Mm-hmm. And like, I'm making some money. I got my community going and I have we now have $2,000 in savings. ET's program comes up and he was like, yo, I'm gonna teach you if you're a coach or this. This is a brand new program that I'm doing. I'm gonna teach you all how to sell. I'm gonna teach you all how, the disc assessment, all of that stuff. I'm gonna teach you all this. I'm like, how much is it gonna be? $2,000. I said, oh my God. This is just, go back to my wife, babe. I need to do this. I need this liquid. And of course, she's always been like, go. And I had built up a level of trust for her. She knew that whenever I said, I need to do this, she knew that I'm going to, if we make this investment, I'm going to get it back. Mm-hmm. Trust and believe. So there was a guy, Terry Frazier, that he connected me with E. And he was like, yeah, E said you could have his number and you could just text him only. I was like, all right, bet. I text E for like, I wasn't on some watch my videos or anything like that. I text him for like six weeks, no response. And then I was like, you know what? I'm about to start waking up at 3 a.m. and just to text E every single day. Finally, I get up at 3 a.m. because I'm like, if he's saying in his videos he gets up at 3 a.m., I'm up with you then. And I'm sure people aren't like, a lot of people aren't texting you then. And I got a video of him saying this. He said, my man started texting me at 3 a.m. And he said, when you start seeing this 515 number pop up every day, you decide like, well, who is this? And he finally answered. I was able to ask him about the program. We talked, we chopped it up. He was like, you definitely want to do it. And I ain't gonna lie, I was thinking maybe he was like, you know what? Just come on in. He's like, you definitely want to invest. And I said, all right, okay. So we did the $2,000. What was great about it is that when he first started, he was so hands-on with it. From there, I literally start hosting my own calls within the group, teaching them funnels and webinars and all of that stuff. And I did it for my friend Rashard. And then finally, ET's COO, Lashana reaches out to me and was like, yo, he said he wants you to do a funnel for him for extreme execution.
I've got to pause really quick before we get back into the episode to give you access to a free gift that I have for you. Well, chances are there's some knowledge that you know or service that you are already doing. And I tell people, if you are doing any service or have knowledge in your head, you should be able to automate that to generate revenue on the side, whether you're cutting hair. Well, while you're cutting hair, what if you could take the same knowledge and skill and automate that to show someone else how to do it? You generate revenue while also helping others. Well, I created a free training that literally shows you how to package your knowledge and your services into an automated online course. Well, now instead of giving someone access to your time or letting them take you out to coffee, you can give them access to your thoughts. Without your time, it generates money for you, but it also helps other people. So you can type www.monetizewithmarcus.com and you can get access to a free video training that shows you how to do it. Let's get back to the episode.
I see. We're on the phone and I was like, yeah, I think we can do that. Let me check my schedule here. Looks like we're open. We can,
wide open.
Looks like we can make room for you. And I got a chance to, I had done it for other people and they had seen some wins, but for the first time, I got a chance to get my full. E was instrumental in just kind of blowing me up a little bit. I got a chance to get my full vision of how I wanted a launch to look, and he was just like, whatever you want us to do, that's what we're going to do. And we did it, and we made a lot of money together. And from there, more people came. Shands and Him 500 and the founders of Support Black College and Female Real Estate Group. Everybody was like, yo, this is the go-to. And when you do great work, then they talk about that work to other people. And that was the thing that really set it off. So that was the game changer for me.
Man, hearing your path and your story, it goes back to what you said earlier.
Yeah.
Fighting through the battle you have within yourself.
Yeah, bro.
Because that's what you're doing.
That's what I did.
There has to be, you flat-footed entrepreneur, right? Yeah. There has to be a voice inside of an entrepreneur that you literally, what does not make rational sense.
Yeah. Yeah.
Go for broke. And this is the reason why most people don't make it in the space, right? To sleep in airports. Yeah. Do the due diligence, and you didn't have false expectation that expected someone to invest in you and you not investing in you. Well, I think ET ought to let me come for free. Well, that's him investing in you.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. So I think that hearing your story is phenomenal, and it speaks volume to, number one, your brilliance, why you deserve the level of success you're reaching now, your core value of service. So, let's get into, the real nitty-gritty of a launch.
Okay,
let's say... my statement I always make to my clients is the quality of the questions determine the quality of the answer.
Absolutely.
And most people ask bad questions. Yeah. What should I sell?
Yeah.
They never ask the question, how do I sell and who do I sell it to?
Yep.
Right? So because they don't have that question, they never come up with the answer to actually do it. You're answering that question with webinars.
Absolutely.
So why webinars? Walk us through it. What do you teach your clients if they're preparing for a launch?
Yeah. So one of the things that I teach, I don't put out any product unless I validate it with the consumer first. Mm-hmm. I give this example of, you ever watched the show Power?
Yes.
So if you're a fan of Power, then you know at some point, season 5, 50 Cent changes the artist that is singing the song, the opening song. First it was Joe. Yeah. He changes to Trey Songz. The consumer, the people that are watching are like, no, we don't like that. Change it back. And 50 is like, no. Just give it some time. They're like, no, we don't like it. Change it back. Ratings go down. Guess what 50 does? Change the song back. Why? Because we think in this situation, we have all the power. It is the consumer that is going to dictate what's hot and what's not. Yeah. Why wouldn't I validate my idea or product with them first? Oh, you don't like? Okay, well, what would you like instead? Well, I would like this and this and this, because I want to hear from the person that I want to buy from me. They're going to tell me how to package it. They're going to tell me what should be. Just tell me where it hurts. Just like a doctor. I want to know the symptoms. Now, you don't know how to cure the symptoms. That's my job. But the first thing I want to know from you is, where does it hurt? Mm-hmm. People are going to my checkout page, but they're not buying. Okay, that's where it hurts. Okay, where else? Well, I'm putting out content and people aren't sharing, they're not engaged. Okay, so you need to learn that. Okay, where else? Keep talking. Where else does it hurt? Well, I'm afraid to get on live. Oh, okay, so we got to work on the mindset. When I do that, they're creating the course for me.
100%.
They're creating the coaching program for me. So the first thing I always do is, and this is the lost art of actually being able to get sales and all those things, it's called market research. All right. And so how I do market research is I'm going to prepare my theories and I'm going to put it in a survey or a question. Like, so we always start with theory, what we think people need. Right. But I want to validate these theories and I want to put it in. So I'm going to go to people that are my target audience. Who am I trying to solve a problem for? What skill set am I using to solve this problem? Okay, cool. Here's what I think people want. I thought people, when I did a survey, I was like, okay, everybody's going to say, well, you know, I asked them, what would you consider ultimate win with your coaching program? And my number one answer that I put was me making 6 figures a year. I'm like, everybody going to pick that. That's my theory. Watch. And then I put other choices as well. But the number one choice, 65% of the people said, I just want to have a system where I can get new leads every day and know how to turn them into customers. They will prefer to learn how to fish. So I stopped using language of, let me show you how to make 6 figures. And I started using language like, yo, I want to teach you how to get consistent customers every single day or consistent leads every single day. And then being able to turn those into customers. If you hear me on social media, I always use the language of like, yo, in order for you to grow your business, you need more customers, right? Or some of you all, maybe you're at 1 or 2, 3 customers a month and you want to get to that 10, 15, 20 plus customers a month. I want to show you how to put a system together because they told me what to say.
100%.
So in my webinar or in my content, before we get to the webinar, in my content, based on what the interviews I did and the survey I did and all that stuff, I'm just going to put in there what you told me to say. I take away the thinking. I also, now the copy can be better, right? The stuff that we're writing and the content that we're putting out. I'm only going to put out the symptoms that you already told me, because everybody can recognize their own symptoms. Sometimes we get to the point where when we're marketing, we teach on the level in which we understand now.
Yeah.
And it's like that everybody doesn't understand at this level yet. So I must teach on the level in which they can understand their symptoms. If I say to you, man, people are going to their checkout page and not buying, you understand. Everybody knows people are going to or even, let me make it even simple. You created a product or a coaching program and people aren't purchasing. Everybody understands that language. Everybody that's in that world understands that symptom. I do not have to do anything else with that. So that's how I create content. Based off the symptoms that you all told me that you're feeling, I'm going to create content from that. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to say, listen, hey, I'm doing a free training, a webinar, or a free live 2-day training, whatever it is, right? And I'm going to really tell you how to overcome this symptom. I'm going to tell you the system that's going to make this symptom obsolete. So now we go from I engaged you, I created awareness by using your symptom to get your attention, because you just like yo, if you're a person that needs to lose 40 pounds or more and you're tired of your knees hurting and stuff, or you're tired of waking up and not feeling rested, it's like, okay, those are my symptoms. They're going to get me with that content. And then the next thing they're going to say is, yo, I'm doing a free training and I'm going to show you what you should do before you go to sleep. I'm going to give you a sleep routine that's going to have you do this, and it's going to have you waking up, energized, all that. I'm getting on that training.
Yeah.
I'm getting there, okay? So I'm going to do the same thing at that point. Now, the reason why I do webinars is because what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to take more risk off of the consumer, off of my potential customer. So I have content that is bite-sized, and yes, you can gain something from that, but if I can get you on a 2-hour webinar, if I can get you for the next 2 days, 3 days, now you get to get a sample of the brand. Mm-hmm. You get to see, like, man, how does my man teach? Do I get clarity from him? Do I like his voice? Does he visually stimulate me or intellectually stimulate me like I want to? Do I like his compassion? Do I like his jokes? Do I like the red glasses? You get to fully get a sample of, I rock with my man. Me giving that sample, it brings their alarm down. It starts to disarm people. And it starts to get people where like there's a know, like, and trust that is being built. And I get to now in 2 hours get to teach, and I get to build my authority. Why? Because I'm gonna show you who else I've worked with. I'm gonna give you results that I work with. I'm gonna show you my system, and I'm gonna give you the framework and all of those things. So by the time we pitch at the end, you're able to make a sound decision.
Yeah.
Not from an emotional place, but you can be like, I've seen the content. I just got, if this is a sample of how he teaches, I want that. That's the power of a webinar. And introvert, extrovert, whoever you are, you can still do them because it's all about preparing the slides, preparing your you know what you know, right? So now we just got to structure in a webinar. And everything that's on the slides came from the interview that I did with my target audience. It came from the survey. So I'm not doing anything that you're unfamiliar with. All the language that I'm using, it's not going to be up here. It's going to be to the level in which you understand. That's the power of like, you know, taking people from, you know, content to a webinar. And the last thing I'll say with that is when I do webinars, so we may have like the conversion, let's say that I get 100 people on and 10% are like, yo, I'm ready to invest right now. 10 is cool, right? Great. That's the front end. Like we can make an impact there and all those things. But what I'm really doing, I'm setting up for the real launch. Mm-hmm. I'm building a tribe. I have 100 new emails and text numbers. 10 said, okay, cool. But 90 were like, you know what? I'm gonna let you do some more nurturing with me. I ain't got no problem with nurturing. There's some entrepreneurs that has the problem with nurturing. They want the fast money and you miss out. Yeah. The 6 and the 7 figures is in the follow-up. It's in the nurturing, right? The long money, right? The lifetime value of the customer is in the nurturing process. Yes, you get the front end and then, okay, they may be gone. But this person's like, I want a little more, and I'll do that. Yeah. So now I have a consistent tribe that's building up. If I do another webinar, that's another 100 on top. Or maybe 5,000 now registered. That's 5,000 people that are 500 may have purchased, and now, you know, the other are 4,500 are like, I'm part of the nurturing process. So when I actually do a full out launch, I have 4,500 people that has not purchased yet that is like, I'm ready for what you have.
What I think is so amazing and so important, like even if someone's listening, you don't just do this for yourself. You do this for other people. For sure, I think that's important to mention. Yeah. Because someone's listening like, man, that's brilliant, but I wouldn't know how to think through all those things. That's true. What questions to ask, how to set it up, how to launch it, what happens if I'm stuck. Yeah. So I think it's important that people understand you do this for people. You remove that guesswork. So what does it look like for someone to work with you? Yeah. Yeah. So like, there's 2 ways to do it. One, we offer a done for you. However, there is I don't want to sound like all arrogant and stuff, bro. Don't take it as that, y'all. Okay. There is an interview process that happens in the one-on-one, and literally it's not just like, oh, I got the money. So that's just not how it works. Like I have to make sure that we're a fit, our spirits, our connection, all of that. Cause we're going to be like, essentially we're partnering in this thing. Yeah. You know, and when you do done for you, sometimes it gets to a point where somebody may feel like you're their employee. Okay. Brother. Come on now. Are we getting this is my kumbaya moment. Yeah, go ahead. You just triggered me. Yeah. You know, I've had to have some, hold on. Who are you talking to? Let me see. You know what I'm saying? Text you right now. Hey, let's hop on a call right now. No. What? No. You know, and so, you know, that process, I have to understand your spirit and understand that we're entering a partnership. Yeah. And in this is our goal. And I'm going to be a part of this. And if I'm committed, like your product or your whatever you have now is becoming a part of my life. It's going to become a part of my thought process, my prayers, my like that. So that's why it's like I have to be very cautious of who I'm bringing into my space. Mm-hmm. So a lot of people like, bruh, like, I can't. So that's one way. So we only take a few clients a year on that, but also we have our mentorship program. There's still an interview process for that. Mm-hmm. Only because, again, I'm very protective of my community. So now I got other people that are counting on me
So I want to protect their space.
Yeah.
I want to make sure we're getting the right energy in here as well. And in that process, like literally, like kind of like what you do, we do it for you, but is it done with you? Like this is the process where you're learning, but we take care of the heavy lifting. Like we're gonna give you the funnel. We're gonna do the copy for you. We're gonna give you the copy templates. We're gonna even connect the stuff for you so you don't have to deal with that. But there are still opportunities for us to teach you what's happening, why it's happening. I strongly believe in people being able to fish for themselves. So although we create this dope funnel and process for you, we still want it to be a point where you can do it for yourself as well.
I think it's powerful because your process gives people speed.
Yeah.
And it's so amazing. Like I keep saying it, the overlap of our business models. Our mine is Zach's do it yourself, done with you, done for you is my model, right? Those are 3 ways people can work with us. And I think it's amazing how you're doing it because of your expertise, the struggles, your $2,000 investment, selling your couch. They get the benefit of all of those years.
Absolutely.
Right. And they get it in a smaller window of time. Absolutely. So it's amazing what you're doing for entrepreneurs that are not techie, not salesy, don't understand marketing. They get a chance to come interview, be a part of your mentorship, and they get all your years of experience that you've done for all of these people, whether it be Eric Thomas, #1 speaker, all these influencers. We're not talking people who are just getting started in business. So you've helped the new entrepreneur the seasoned entrepreneur with your process. So I think that's powerful.
Absolutely.
My question, a few more questions before I have to let you go.
Okay.
You got to promise me and with everybody listening, do we get a part 2 of this?
Let's go. Let's part 2 this thing.
I think we ought to just focus on what to avoid. We do like round robin. I think we need case study. Let's say person A is doing this, and me and you go back and forth.
I was going to say, I think I would love like if we had a sheet and then we tackle it together. Like, okay, what would you say to this? And then I get,
say no more.
I think that would be dope.
Full case study episode.
Yeah.
Person A is doing this, only have this many people on their list. Their income goal is this.
That would be good. I would love, like, that's how I like to serve. Let's do real things.
Say no more.
Let's do
that
in June.
More.
June, I'm going to tell wifey to.
Say no more.
Because I know that's the boss right there. I'm tell her to set it up.
Let me ask this. What do you feel has been your biggest mistake? That's my first question. In business, what has been your biggest mistake?
I gotta pick one.
Yeah, you like, oh, I wish I can get that one back.
Yeah, I gotta pick one. I think, like ego. Like, so my ego has made several decisions for me where initially when I started hiring people, you start making the money, and I wanted to feel like a boss. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna hire you. How much you want? Dude, that's nothing. Let's do it. How are you? So I'm just passing out checks, but I'm not passing out SOPs, systems and and process with it. I'm not passing out instruction. I'm just like, okay, you said you can do it. Let's do it. So the biggest mistake was allowing my emotions to make financial decisions, and I learned that financial decisions are made from numbers, data.
Yeah.
We got to make data-driven decisions in business, and there are places where emotions can be when I'm marketing or online or whatever. Like, but in these decisions, we don't need your emotions right now.
Yeah.
And I made a lot of emotional decisions with money, and so it caused me to like having to let people go, and that's something I don't want to do because I know that your livelihood may be dependent on these funds or something. But I felt like I failed people.
Yeah.
Because I had to let you go because I didn't clearly articulate my need. And now, if you stay, I'm building up resentment for you because at the time of my lack of maturity, I thought it was you. I thought you understood what to do and you knew what to do. And now I'm feeling resentment because you're taking my money and then I'm not getting stuff done. And if I had to now, I would probably say it might have been 20% them. And I'll take that 80 because I lacked the leadership to fully articulate what I needed done, how I should get it done, dates, times, and have a process of delivery, all of those. I didn't have any of that stuff.
Yeah.
So I had to eat, bro. I had to eat all of that. And that's hard. That's hard. But I think as an entrepreneur, you have to mature in that very quickly, and you have to take the ownership very quickly. Yeah. Because if you don't, you'll be out here resenting and angry and all of that stuff towards people. It's like, it's not even people.
Yeah.
It was me. So that was the biggest mistake, bro.
What do you feel like you got right? That you look back and you say, okay, that's the mistake I got wrong, but boy, I got this one right.
I think me being in this field of who I work with and why I work with and the impact, like I got that right.
Yeah.
Me being able to sacrifice and sell furniture and all this stuff, and me saying like, babe, this is what we're going to pursue, and I'm going to help entrepreneurs, and I'm going to help people become self-sustainable, and I'm going to help other people making money. When I look at my group, my Dream Builder Nation squad, and I have one of my Dream Builders say, yo, I just hit my first 10K month. Yo, I just put in my 9 to 5. Yo, I just closed out on a deal on 40K. I'm like, I got that right. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Me working with people directly, I know I got that right.
Changing families, changing lives, helping dreams come true.
Yeah.
And undoubtedly, Dream Builder Nation.
Yeah, exactly. I love it. I know I got it right even now because as I'm talking about it now, I'm getting emotional. I feel that now, like the connection with the people. And when I said their stories, I felt the connection there. I'm like, I know that this was just even further confirmation that I got that right.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
If someone's listening, how can they find you? How can they work with you?
I'm out in these streets.
Everywhere.
I'm in these streets, okay? No, but you can, at Words Taylor on Instagram. I'm there. And then the link in my bio will send you wherever I want you to go during that season of my life. So at Words Taylor, WORDS TAYLOR, and then you can find me on Instagram, and then we go from there.
Man, what free gift you want? What free gift or discounted gift you want to give those listening? What you trying to do?
So if they click the link, I always have a gift for people that choose to follow me.
Yeah.
They're like, yo, I'm gonna follow my man. If you click the link in my bio, I always have a gift for you. And and part of that is I do free live trainings on weekly.
I love it.
People don't even know that, bro.
So immediately they can tap right in and start learning some of these things you're telling about web. I love it.
Right now.
I love it. If you listen, make sure you go and follow at Words Taylor.
Yes.
You're going to laugh. You're going to learn. You're going to be like, did he just say that to me?
He said it. He said it.
Viewing his social media is an experience, man. Thank you for your time, bro. Like, I mean it a lot.
Thank you, bro.
Getting a chance to unpack your story.
Yeah.
And what I always try to do with the podcast is make sure that we don't just talk business because there's more to life than that. That's one compartment, right? Our business is an expression of our whole story, our pain, our passion, and how we serve others. So hearing your story, your journey, man, I'm excited.
Thank you, bro.
Even about what we're going to do together. So make sure you tap in with Words Taylor. This has been another phenomenal episode of Monetize Markets. Here's the goal of monetizing. How do you take your ideas, your concepts, package it into something that serves others that you can market and make money off of, where you make more while working less? Make sure you don't just listen and learn, but you execute. I'll see you in the next episode.